Good morning, everyone. Happy spring. It is Monday. Well, spring started yesterday, but it's Monday, March 21st. And it is my first day back at school after spring break. And I just wanted to make this video really quickly to show my progress of my spring break stitching. And there has been a lot, actually. If you're in some of the groups I'm in, like Stitch Mania or Cross Stitch Finish Line, you'll have seen this because I've been spamming it everywhere because I'm so stoked that my Stitchy Bug came back to visit for spring break. So without further ado, I just want to show you. So it's upside down now for reasons. Anyway, there it is. Oh my gosh. It is the front part of the body for the 5th Doctor Who doll. I don't like calling him the 5th Doctor Who because he's not. He's the Doctor. The show is called Doctor Who. Two very different things. Sorry. So yes, I love it. It's completely done. Actually, last time I showed it on any pictures on Facebook, I think I had missed a couple bits of backstitching. Because if you can see, oh my god, backstitching. Those pant legs, that's all backstitching on top of ecru. Lots of ecru stitches. But there's backstitching here, and look! The little question marks on the lapels. So cute. I love it. The detail and, oh, the celery. Yeah. I love the celery. Oh my gosh. So cute. But the amount of backstitching is wrong. Very, very wrong. But look how good it looks. Oh, and it feels really nice too. I finished that last night. I got all the backstitching done, and I even had some time to start on the last piece. Oh my god, last piece. Oh, I can't believe it. This is the most stitching I've done in a long, like an extended period of time in months and months and months. And there are many things that helped me along the way, and I'm just so stoked. So stoked. So stoked. Anyway, I'm gonna stop now. I'm feeling really silly. I've been up since 6:30 a.m. The time change has been particularly rough on me because my internal clock takes a long time to readjust. So if I was getting up at 7:30 before, I'm getting up at 6:30 now. No, wait, that's not wrong. That's not right. I was getting up at 6:30 before. It was 5. It's now 6. Oh, I can't. Anyway, it's messed me up completely. So anyway, I just kept stitching him and stitching him and stitching him, and it was. I just loved it. I just went days of just stitching. I watched as inspiration. I started a rewatch of Doctor Who, the modern era, and I watched all of Eccleston, and I just finished like 2 minutes before I started this video, Tenet. So I just saw the regeneration into Matt Smith, which I have to say, and I know I'm probably part of the minority because I know the Tenet fans are quite, I wouldn't say rabid, maybe more enthusiastic. So I think I prefer Matt Smith to David Tennant. Just a smidge, just a little bit. But at the end there, I was kind of really wanting Tennant to go. So yeah, my own little rant about the show, but I'm really excited to get to the Matt Smith part. So hopefully that will keep my Stitchy Bug up, because this is going to be easy peasy. Because it's basically going to be okay, so I'm going to show you here. So basically the 2 legs are going to be the same with all the back stitching up to about there. So, let's go. So up to about here where the coat is. See where the coat is? Right there. Ooh, that's weird going back and forth. Okay. So right up to there is going to be the same. So it's going to be ecru, a little bit of white, and then the back stitching. And then up here To this, it's just going to be the coat. So all this color with a little bit of the orange for detailing. Like I think there's some orange at the neck here and orange at the cuffs, and the orange pockets are followed on the back as well. And there's some orange, there's a detailing in the back. I have to say, this is a lot smaller than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be a lot bigger because this seems like it's going to be big, but then when it's folded over, it might not be that big. So the more I'm getting close to the end of this project, the more nervous I'm getting because I haven't put together any kind of stuffed animal or doll since I was in high school. I did like this stuffed wolf for my home ec sewing class, basically. And I know it has to be very exacting because it has to line up. The stitches have to line up. So I'm getting a little nervous. I also don't have any fill. So I'm really kind of worried that I'm going to be able to stitch it before I get my hands on some fill. I don't really have any craft stores around me, and I don't have a car, so I rely on public transportation. And when I have to go anywhere, it costs me like $6 for a return trip. So I have to really, do I want to go $6 to get a $2 bag of, batting or fill? So I might source some of the dollar stores I have around in the neighborhood, but they don't always have the best crafting supplies. Anyway, I'm back to water. Anyway, so yes, lots and lots of progress. I've already made the commitment that I'm not allowed to start Dragon Rider until he is finished. At least the stitching is finished. I don't know if he has to be put together, but at least until the stitching is finished. Speaking of Dragon Rider, not much actually to report, so I don't know why I am speaking of Dragon Rider. I'm really excited to start my first big ass project, and I'm so glad I went with that pattern. I love the Charting Creation site. It's for one, and this is probably the point that's going to keep me going back there the most, is they're a Canadian company, and I like supporting fellow Canadians. Have to, especially with times in this recession, it feels better for the little amount of money that I can spend to spend it in Canadian companies. Two, they're very upfront with how their full coverage patterns are made. There's a little note on all the websites, on all the web pages saying, our patterns are created with an electronic pattern maker and adjusted by hand, which is basically how it should be. That's how they're made. I know this. Many other people in the stitching community know this, and I've scoured the Heaven and I'm gonna go off on a rant. I knew I was gonna go on a thought on that if I was gonna start this. Anyway, on the Heaven and Earth site, nowhere does it say how the patterns are made at all. And it was brought up again in the Heaven and Earth group on Facebook last week or not last week, maybe 2 weeks ago. No, maybe it was last week. How they make their patterns, and the thread eventually got deleted, but there were people who questioned how it was made, and the supporters of this pattern creator still claim, and I have not officially heard it from her mouth, so I will not put any words in her mouth, of course, because I have not heard her say this or mention it on Facebook or anything. But people in the group claim that she does not use a pattern maker software at all in any capacity whatsoever. And she uses her own method, and she does it all either by hand or by eye. So I don't know what to believe. It's been so frustrating to me, and it's such a silly thing that gets under my skin. And sometimes it is the silliest things that gets under our skin, and you just kind of have to go like, why is this bothering me so much? Sometimes you just don't know. personally, it's bad business practices in my mind. I don't, this person is putting out hundreds, and I mean hundreds of charts, and are being, if what these supporters of them is true, is you know is doing it by hand, like it. Anyway, it leaves a bad taste in my mouth, and for that reason, I just decided to leave the group. I left the Heaven and Earth Facebook group with actually not a heavy heart. Something's reminding me I have something later, so I should go check that. Anyway, I will do that after. I just left the group. I could not. There was other things that were bugging me, and again, I can't actually pinpoint why it was bugging me, but it was. So, thankfully, I mean, I think my relationship with Heaven and Earth has always been FOMO, which I heard on either Katie, the Stash Queen, or Garrett, Copy Stitcher's videos. And it's fear of missing out. And I think that was my problem with Heaven and Earth. Everyone's doing a Heaven and Earth sign. You're not. The little negative voice inside of my head was like, you're not a real Stitcher unless you do a Heaven and Earth design. And I'm like, no, that's not true. I don't have to do a Heaven and Earth design. There aren't even really that many that grab me, honestly. There's a couple of dragon ones I wouldn't mind, but even then, they're not like, ooh, I want to do this one. Which is why I was so stoked when I found Charting Creations, because, yeah, they're going to be my go-to for full coverage BAPs from the foreseeable future. Nothing against anyone who enjoys Heaven and Earth designs. I know there are many out there that are really awesome people. A few of you really suck. That's all I'm saying. There's just some of you that are just taking things way too seriously. Like, really too seriously. I think that's my problem with it. Like, they just... There's this militant idea on Facebook that if you have a group, you protect that group from all naysayers, no matter what they're saying. If it's negative, it's bad. But people don't understand saying things that, okay, I'm not going to use negative, but that are cross purposes to what you do. It's not to attack you. It's to try to understand, try to create a sense of understanding and enrichment and that kind of thing. If you treat every criticism as an attack, you're never going to get anywhere in the business world, ever. Like, seriously, you need to learn that people have different opinions, and if you don't listen to them, you will miss out on creating a better product for them, or creating a better environment for everyone to live in. So yeah, I decided the only reason I wanted to join the Facebook Heaven and Earth group is to see these designs actually stitched up, because I have issues with not being able to see a finished product of a chart. So I just said, fuck it, life's too short. So I'm very happy with my decision, and that's probably going to be the last time I really talk about Heaven and Earth designs on my FlossTube videos, because I'm pretty much done. I have closed that door. I'm feeling very zen about it, and I'm over it. Anyway, okay, so completely moving on. I have, what else was I going to say? I'm going back to school today. Woo, school. It might be very busy, though, because we're starting 3D modeling. So excited. I'm so happy. Kind of frustrated. My computer at home does not run the 3D modeling software I need. One more month, and I get, one more month, and I get my school computer. This computer we pay for with our tuition, and we get it, and it's an Alienware 17-inch. My computer just went dead. 17-inch, yummy Alienware. Love it. And then I can actually do things like run the programs I need to do homework, because this thing barely runs Photoshop, and the modeling program is a lot clunkier than Photoshop. So that's where we are. I don't think there is anything else to share. Oh, one last thing. I wanted to say a very, very happy birthday to Brian, Super Stitcher. Hi, Brian. Happy birthday. I hope you have a great day. And that's it. So have a good one, guys. Bye. Sorry, me again. I knew there was something I was forgetting. So this MFR right here. This is what, for the foreseeable future, I'm going to be doing Dragon Rider on, because it's my only lap stand and I love doing two-handed stitching. So Dragon Rider, the piece of fabric I have, is 30 by 36 inches. That's a lot of fabric. So I was hoping to figure out a way of making a what is it called? Grime guard for this, which is going to be hard because it has these protrusions right here. So you have to have something to go here. Now, my first thought was a regular grime guard, just make it like regular, and I found a few tutorials. I'm still not sure about the measurements and how much I would have to give it. I'd wanted a very loose grime guard because I think there's going to be a lot of folded up fabric. So a baggier one would probably be better, right? I don't know. Anyway, so my first idea was just a regular grime guard, cut out 2 holes in it, approximately these spots, and then every time you need to, or when you put it on, you know, you'd undo this, you put it on here, and then you put this on. So it would kind of live at the bottom here when it wasn't in use, or I could take it off. That was my first idea, because I really don't want all this fabric. Like, I could do the hair clips thing that I've seen a lot of people do, where they fold it all up and they put these giant hair clips on it to hold it, but I still feel like it's going to get extremely dirty, unless when I work with it, or when I don't work with it, I could just put a pillowcase over the whole thing. But I kind of like the idea of a grime guard for this. Anyway, sorry, I'm having really bad reflux right now. So that was my first idea. Then my second idea was to make a grime guard, and for this section here, only attach one side. So it'd be like a tube or like a straight, and then an extra little, another piece, so that you can make like a flap. So the grime guard would follow here. It would cover this fully, and then here there would be another piece that would be attached to both sides here, and then here you could kind of pull it up, and there'd be like either a button here or a clip here or something you could hook it over. So we'd kind of make like a, that looked kind of wrong, but you know what I mean. Anyway, I wish I had something to show you guys. Anyway, I don't know what to do, but I kind of want to figure it out before Dragon Rider gets here. So if any of you have any ideas, or I know many of you guys have made these kind of stands before, so let me know if you have any ideas. I don't have, I would have to be sewing this thing by hand because I don't have a sewing machine, unfortunately. I do know how to work a sewing machine though. I do have those skills. I do not have a sewing machine, and I don't have any room in my life for a sewing machine at the moment. I was thinking about once getting one of those little hand stitchers I used to see on like late night cable. You know, hem a dress while it's still on. Have you ever seen those? Yeah, I was thinking about getting one of those, but I read some reviews for it, and it's not very good. I don't think they keep very well. So I was trying to find like a mini sewing machine at one point because I think I could do some really cool things for my cross stitching, especially like finishing the stuff if I had a sewing machine. But alas, no, it is not in the cards right now. So if you have any ideas on this, please let me know so I can get it ready before all my stuff comes from Dragon Rider. So I should be getting my fabric this week, I think. It's being sent through my regular mail, which was the cheapest, but it's still coming in Canada, so it doesn't usually take that long to get things here in Toronto because we're kind of a hub. Unless it's coming from one of the extremes, we get things pretty quickly. The floss, on the other hand, they haven't even packed it to ship yet, so waiting on that to ship, getting kind of nervy that I took a big leap going the Chinese floss white route, but I'm sure it will work out fine. I've decided I'm going to do a small swatch of colors from it when it arrives because I'm still not sure if I want to do it over 2/10 continental 10 stitch or 1/1 full crosses on the 25 count. So I need to see what each of those look like to make my better judgment yeah. So that is that, and I should be off. I have other stuff to do before I have to go to school. I'm excited to go back to school, but I'm a little nervous too. So we shall see, because I didn't do anything but stitch this entire break. So it should be good though. It's a good change. Get out of the house a bit. I've been a bit of a hermit. So anyway, I hope you guys all have a great Monday and the rest of your stitchy week, and I will see you later. Bye.